Good Thursday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. We're going to start off today with an update from Turks and Caicos. We've done a story recently about 5 separate Americans. They were detained in Turks and Caicos due to having ammunition in their bags. Okay, now, having ammo or firearms or any type of thing like that in Turks and Caicos is extremely against the law, holds a minimum 12-year prison sentence if you are caught. Now, one of the 5, he has been released. He is back home. He did not get sentenced to the 12-year sentence. The judge does have the ability to be lenient. He does have the ability to take special circumstances into his decision. And while this gentleman is at home, he didn't quite escape unscathed, so to speak. He did still have to spend 3 weeks in jail and had a $9,000 fine for what ended up being just 2 rounds of ammunition found in his bag. Now, in his case, he was reboarding a cruise ship. He was going through the cruise terminal, went through security where they found the 2 9mm rounds in his bag. And the same 2 rounds of ammunition, well, they did go through TSA security. He did fly into Miami, and they were missed by the TSA, and he did board the cruise ship in Miami, and they were missed by the security prior to embarking on the ship. So they went through 2 security checkpoints, missed both times, and then they got found when he was reboarding the cruise ship in Turks and Caicos. Of the 5 Americans, this is the only one that was a cruise passenger. All the others had gone in by air. And when I did the original story on this, I did ask the question, how is this stuff getting through our own security? Now we have it not only going through TSA, we also have it going through security prior to embarking on the cruise ship. And while the passengers are responsible for making sure they don't have anything in their bags, but that still does leave me with the question, if they're missing ammunition going through security here, what else could they possibly be missing? Now we're going to hop over to Bar Harbor. Bar Harbor, Maine. Town council put an ordinance in place restricting cruise passengers to 1,000 passengers per day, which of course will affect any of the major cruise lines that had planned stops in Bar Harbor, because modern cruise ships, well, they simply carry more than 1,000 passengers. Now, an injunction was filed in federal court, the First Court of Appeals. They wanted an injunction to say, hey, we're going to put a stop to this. We are not going to implement these cruise restrictions right now. However, that injunction has been denied. So the ordinance can still go into effect. Now, Bar Harbor, as of yet, though, has not actually put it into effect. While the injunctions, the appeals, and the different court cases are still going through the court system, it still has allowed cruise ships such as the Norwegian Gem to go to Bar Harbor. They were there on May the 2nd. They did had over 2,000 passengers. So they haven't put the city ordinance into effect quite yet. But even then, several cruise lines have already removed Bar Harbor from their itineraries while they wait to see how this plays out. And finally, another story of Carnival Cruise Lines having to come out and tell passengers, stop doing this. And these stories, honestly, they are very silly to have to tell. You shouldn't have to tell grown adults to stop doing things, that there are signs posted right there that tell you don't do this, yet people continue to do it. So here we are once again to tell people, stop flushing these items down the toilets in your cruise cabin. And the number one item creating the most amount of issue are wipes. Yes, you can go to the store and you can get wipes that say they are disposable, they are flushable, they are septic tank safe. In reality, they are not. And they are definitely not good for cruise ship plumbing. Now, wet wipes aren't the only item that's on this list. It just happens to be the one that creates the most amount of issues. But you cannot flush any feminine hygiene products, no diapers, cotton swabs, hair, Band-Aid, food scraps, cigarette butts, coffee grounds, dental floss, or contact lenses. I've got to know, how did contact lenses end up on this list? Now, when it comes to cruise ships, the plumbing is a little bit different. It's not the same as it is in your home. You will have a section of cabins. These sections of cabins are all connected to the same plumbing system. You put the wet wipes into the cabin toilet, you flush them down, they create a blockage. They clog up the toilet essentially. But it doesn't affect just your cabin, it affects multiple cabins in the section, causes the toilets to back up. You get those wonderful sewage smells around the cruise ship that everybody loves so much. Keeping in mind the majority of the time that you have these problems is because somebody is not following the rules. They are flushing wet wipes down the toilet, creating havoc and chaos for everybody else. And the only way to clear this is to open up the system, and somebody has to actually unclog it. They have to go in there and remove the clog from the pipe in order to get the system flowing again. Now, I get that the toilet paper on cruise ships, it's not the best. It's not the thickest. It's not your Charmin 3-ply from home, but it is the way it is for a specific reason. It is specifically made for this plumbing system. There are signs clearly posted. Do not flush this down the toilet. So as cruisers and people that love to travel, that love to go on this type of vacation, can we not simply follow the sign, do what we're told, and stop flushing things down toilets that you shouldn't be flushing? And that's going to be our video for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.